Welcome to this week's edition of Falcon Focus. I'm your host, Vaughn Purdy. So happy to have you here with me today. I'm very excited about this week's guest. I have with me Dr. Kevin Davenport, the chair of the music department here at Simmons College of Kentucky. Not only does Dr. Davenport facilitate our music department, he has gotten his hands in so many different things to make Simmons a great and better place. So let me introduce you to you, Dr. Kevin Davenport. Thank you for being here with me.
Glad to be here with you.
Tell us about your experience here at Simmons. First of all, I want to let everybody know Dr. Davenport is not a native of Louisville. So tell us about your background.
Well, I'm originally from Portsmouth, Virginia.
Okay.
I currently live in Baltimore, Maryland.
Uh-huh.
And I commute here to Simmons weekly
Yes.
when session is fully in.
Did you hear that? He commutes weekly. So that means every week
Yep.
he is either driving or flying to come back and forth. And tell us why you do that.
From the time I got here, I really started believing in the vision of Simmons. And the small HBCU nature of Simmons has excited me from the beginning. So it's not hard commuting to somewhere where you like being,
Right.
where you believe in the philosophy of what is going on, and you like the people that you work with.
Exactly. So tell us how you first heard about Simmons.
I originally heard about Simmons from a friend of mine, Julian Sam, who was the director of bands and is also a percussion coordinator now.
Okay.
And he reached out to me when he was hired because he wanted someone that could mentor him and help him develop a band program. And after prayer and talking to my wife, decided that this is what I needed to do right now. And I didn't see doing it for 5 years, quite honestly.
Now,
But
how long has it been?
It's been 5
Has it?
years now.
Oh,
5
time
years.
flies.
Flies.
It's been 5 years?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. It's probably been about the same for me. But tell us what made you dig in the way you have.
Well, once again, believing in the vision, seeing things that needed to be done, and understanding that Simmons is such a hidden treasure.
Yes. And also, it's a new HBCU.
Absolutely.
Historically, black colleges and universities have been around since the 1890s. But here in Louisville, the vision has not caught on because Simmons started, presumably stopped, but it never stopped. But it shrunk down post-Great Depression, so a lot of people forgot Simmons even existed. And thanks to our president, Dr. Kevin Cosby, the college has been reinvigorated. So,
And the amazing thing about Simmons is we're positioned differently than any other HBCU in the country right now.
Tell us why. Tell our audience why.
We are able to be what a HBCU was supposed to be, and that's caring about our students, developing their character, giving them self-confidence to go out into the world.
Yes.
And that's why HBCUs were created in the first place.
Exactly. Now tell us also how many HBCUs you attended.
Well, I have 4 degrees, all from HBCUs.
Okay. Which one?
I've gone to 3 of my degrees come from Tennessee State University in Nashville.
Okay.
I have a bachelor's in music, a EDS in administration, and a doctorate in administration. And then my master's degree is from Hampton University.
Okay.
So I've had a chance to get, and I've worked at several other HBCUs as well,
Okay.
In different musical capacities. So my whole career has been spent in HBCUs in one way or another.
Right.
So just believing in the philosophy and the importance of HBCUs has kept me there.
Okay, so tell our audience a little bit more. We talk about this weekly, the importance of HBCUs. They produce people like you and I. But what else do they do for our communities?
They help to build up our communities. They actually can raise our community from a socio-economic standpoint because we're developing more professionals in our own communities that can go out and help develop the community.
Yes. Exactly.
They help to build our people up from a self-confidence standpoint because we're able to reach beyond what our regular existence is and reach for so much more.
I like to think they give our students an opportunity to discover who they are.
Absolutely.
And I'm a product of an HBCU. If you watch this show, you know I went to Winston-Salem State University. I was a shy, awkward teenager, like most people, and I'm tall. And Miss WSSU was 6'2".
Wow.
So it made me stand up and go, oh. See, when you see people like yourself, it brings out familiarity, I think, and family.
It makes you realize that it's something that you can accomplish.
Yeah.
You see, my in my family background, my father never went past 6th grade, and my mother never went past 9th grade.
Okay.
The first experience I had being on a college campus was being in the band, and it was at Shaw University in
Oh,
Raleigh,
yeah,
North
yeah,
Carolina.
yeah.
But once my high school band started going there to perform, now it opened my eyes to something I could do. I could go to college now. I saw so many people looking like myself there that it made me, I can do this too.
And you pointed out a very important fact. Many of our students, I want to say about 47% are first generation students.
It's important that in anyone's life that there comes a time where there's a change to their normal. And
That's
see,
a great way to put it.
being able to see people in college getting advanced degrees changes your normal.
Oh, yeah. And not only see your students, but who else do you see in the classroom?
You see teachers that look like you.
That look like you and I.
Absolutely.
People who motivate you to the next step. And I like to say to the students I interact with here at Simmons that Simmons can be your first step, but it's not your last step. You can go on and continue to pursue your education in various ways.
I never considered getting a doctorate until one of my professors walked up to me and just told me, you should get your doctorate degree.
That's what happened with my master's degree. He walked up to me. I was a communications student. Clarence Thomas was his name, not the judge, but Dr. Clarence Thomas, walked up to me and said, you should go to graduate school. And I thought, oh, I wasn't thinking about graduate school.
And here is somebody that you look up to that thinks enough of you.
Yeah, to come up to me and say, go to graduate school.
And that same person was standing there at my graduation with my doctorate. And I was able to say, thank you for making that statement.
Good. Now tell us about your music journey. Why music, and how did you come to enjoy music so much? And tell us about the things that are being done here in the music program.
Well, me personally, I come from a family full of athletes.
Oh.
I have 2 older brothers and an older sister that were all very, very good athletes. I did not have the self-esteem to even go into athletics at that point. The youngest of 5, so being that baby in the family, you know, you have your own path you have to kind of carve out. And got into junior high school and saw the band. And said, well, maybe that's something I can try. That's something my brothers don't do.
Right. Oh, yep. That competitive nature and wanted to carve out your own spot.
Right. So let me try this. And first instrument was French horn. And I played French horn because that's what the school provided. I couldn't afford to buy an instrument of my own. And that's how my journey started. When I got to high school, my high school band director came to my high school. It was his first year teaching. So he's 22 and I'm 14.
Oh, that makes a tremendous impact.
And just watching, he was an absolute genius when it came to music, but he set on fire my passion for doing music. Just exposed us to all types of music. And that's when my self-confidence started to develop. I found out that that's where my passion lied and just decided I wanted to be like him.
Okay. So fast forward that now, how you impact the students here at Simmons.
Wow. I spend my time every day trying to make an impact on them in several different ways. One, providing some discipline in their lives, holding them accountable for what they do, but also caring enough about them to really expose them to what the world's going to expect when they get out of here. And that's one of the things HBCUs do.
Oh, yes, they do.
You know, so I have worked to build a program that they can be proud of, that they can be fully involved in, but will also give to them, feed into them that confidence, that level of skill that they need in order to go out and participate.
Okay, well, tell us how the band has grown, or since you've been here. Tell us how it started and where it is now.
Well, the year before I got here, the band started under Mr. Sam. He started with 8 students.
Just 8?
8, and none of them had any background in band at all. So he just picked up people off the campus. I came here the second year. We went from 8 to 16.
Okay.
And had
Doubled
3,
it.
finally had horn players. From that time to now, right before COVID, we had gotten up to 60.
Wow.
And I think the way to really understand that is on most college campuses, the band's about 2% of the school population.
Right. Winston-Salem State, the HBCUs have bands, and that's that's a way of life.
Here at Simmons, we're 30% of the school population. So we're growing at a pace much faster than any other HBCU band in the country. And we're getting notoriety from across the country for our musical style, how well we prepare our music, our discipline. On my personal Facebook page, I probably have 200 band directors that follow me, and they're watching every single thing we do. And I want that to be not only a teaching mechanism for our students, but trying to teach younger band directors how to go about putting a program together and grow it. And they're watching, and I actually am an author of a book for building high school bands.
Okay.
So it's been an experience on so many different levels developing this. Not only do we have a marching band of 60, we also have a concert band of 50.
Okay, that's new, right? How long has the concert band been in?
They've been in existence 2 years now.
Okay. Tell us what your goal is for the concert band.
I think overall as a band program, it's not marching band and concert band, it's all a part of the same program.
Okay. Well, tell us about that whole
Well,
layout and goal.
In a band program, you have all the different aspects: marching band, concert band, jazz band, small ensembles. It was in my 5-year plan to get to the point where we had all of that. But here, after 3 years, we've gotten there already.
Well, goodness, that's
with
great.
Mr. Moffett coming on board.
Yes.
He's been a tremendous asset.
And if I'm not mistaken, Mondre played with some famous people.
He's played with a lot of famous people. But he also comes to us, he's director of bands at North Carolina A&T.
Yes, North Carolina A&T, another HBCU.
So we brought in an experienced jazz ensemble director. And it's just going to allow our students more and more opportunities to do different things and to get out there. So my dream is for us to become one of the top, not only HBCU music programs in the country, but one of the top music programs, period.
Well, that growth that we're experiencing has culminated in the resurgence of some of the campus.
Oh,
Can you tell us about how that happened, or what the outcome has been for our new Axton Hall?
The band program was expanding so fast. We used it to just be in the basement of A&L, and we were outgrowing that so quickly with everything that we were doing, that our administration and our president felt it important for us to have the space to expand. So when they were renovating Axton Hall, they came to me and said, we think we want to move the band program down there.
And the renovation of Axton Hall came through the very generous donation of the now deceased Mr. Barney Barnett, who poured into the band at the facility of Axton Hall at the tune of $3.3 million.
Yes.
And that was a passion for him as well. He saw the potential in that building, in that historic place. It's on the National Deed of Registry. And now that building houses...
It houses the entire band program, the whole entire music program.
Yes. And have band members been back on campus since we announced the opening of that? Because it opened back in October.
We've had a handful of band members that are here in Louisville that have come through, and they're just so excited about what they see.
Yes.
And it gives you a different feeling when you know your school thinks that much of you. And that's been a big thing with them, realizing that the school thinks that much of its band, that they will put us in a space where we can grow.
And we're really, Simmons College of Kentucky, due to the vision of Dr. Cosby, he loves it when the band performs, and the next generation, the younger students, see the bands performing. I was 14 years old when I went to homecoming and saw Winston-Salem State perform, and I wanted to go to Winston-Salem State. With that same thinking, we're using and hoping that our band will do the same to stimulate and drive people, not only to attend Simmons College of Kentucky, but to explore their dreams and their options, and to want to become a part of our family at Simmons College of Kentucky. So you're doing great work. Tell us about what you want to do in the next 2 years with the program, and how do you see post-COVID what it's going to look like when students come back to campus in the fall?
I'm hoping that we get most of our students back. Virtual learning has been difficult on our students in particular. Our students really need hands-on, face-to-face education. So we have already gotten word for quite a few of our students that they are coming back. So between them and recruits, the program should be about the size it was pre-COVID.
Okay.
And we're just going to go up from there.
Okay, great. Now, we're not done with Dr. Davenport. We're going to go to our next, take a break. And when we come back, we're going to let you learn more about what Dr. Davenport is doing now.
The music department at Simmons College now offers a gospel track for its music performance degree. Our Department of Music exists to develop musical knowledge and skill. Students become beneficiaries of program features and faculty that distinguish music as both an academic and artistic discipline. Program options include brass and woodwind instruments, as well as guitar, bass, strings, piano, percussion, and voice. Your gifts will be encouraged and developed by a staff of experienced performing musicians and by the warm support of your peers. You will have frequent opportunities to perform, including vocal ensemble, gospel choir, jazz ensemble, marching band, and other ensembles, both on and off campus. Your music program can go no higher than those who lead it. Now is your time to build a strong music ministry from within. Help support passion already in your community. Help develop gifts already in your congregation. You might have the next James Cleveland in your church and don't know it. The heritage of artistic dignity found at historic Black colleges and universities. The tradition of Black excellence in gospel music. The calling to use your gift to turn hearts. Your journey toward obtaining a bachelor's degree in music starts now. Simmons College of Kentucky. Apply today. Become a part of the legacy.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Falcon Focus, as I'm continuing my conversation with Dr. Kevin Davenport, our chair of the music department here at Simmons College of Kentucky. Welcome, Dr. Davenport.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So as we're going to continue our conversation, tell us now that you have been tasked with some new responsibilities at Simmons. What are they?
Oh, yeah. I recently was promoted to Associate Vice President of Student Affairs with my focus on recruitment initiatives. So
now, how did that come to be?
Your guess is twice as good as mine.
Well, I think you have a special tool that you've been using over the years to help with recruitment.
The band has been probably the main recruiter for the school.
Okay.
So I have been responsible for most out-of-town recruitment anyway, because most of the students that come from out of town are coming here to be in the band.
Now, what percentage of students come from out of town? About?
With our band, probably 50% are from out of state. We get a lot of students from Nashville, Tennessee. You're going to find this year we're getting many from Cincinnati, Ohio. But we have them from as far away as Washington, D.C. and Virginia Beach, Virginia and South Carolina. So I get out on the road and travel and meet students face to face and recruit them here for Simmons. Because the main thing we have at Simmons, we have to let people know we're here.
Exactly. We're the gym that's a hidden gym right here in the city of Louisville.
Absolutely.
Well, your recruitment efforts have been so good, they not only put you promoted you, it has attracted students like our guest. Welcome today to our guest, to Falcon Focus, a new student, a recruitment, thanks to our recruitment efforts, we're going to be inviting to our campus as a student in the fall, Miss Jordan Johns. Hi, Jordan. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you for being here. So tell us a little bit about your background. You are from Louisville, right?
Yes.
Here in Louisville.
I am from Louisville. Being here from Louisville is a lot of community, a lot of love, a lot of unity here, especially from the Breonna Taylor incident. So actually her and my sister were really close friends. So yeah,
it's been so impactful to our community, and I'm sure those people who knew her personally even more so. Sorry to hear that. So tell us how you found out about Simmons. Let me, before we go on to that, I want to mention that you are going to be graduating this Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
But yet she takes time to come to the show today, and I appreciate that. And she's going to be a Simmons Falcon in the fall. So thank you again for being here. So tell us how you heard about Simmons and what attracted you to Simmons College of Kentucky.
I actually heard about Simmons from my big cousin Jeremiah.
Okay.
He told me that, hey, yo, cuz, you need to go to a HBCU. I heard about Simmons College. I know how much you like dancing. I know how much you like listening to music. I know how much you like doing this, doing that. So you need to look up Simmons College.
Okay.
What attracted me more to Simmons College was their majorette team.
Okay.
I actually did majorette before I found out about that majorette team. The majorette that I was on was Straight Diamonds, but there are two totally different majorettes. So when I first found out about Simmons majorette and got to experience a little bit more, because I actually met up with Mama K.
Oh,
Would
yes.
you call her Mama K?
Tell us, let's let Dr. Davenport tell us about Mama K and how she came here.
Well, Mama K, Stephanie Kirtley.
And we call her Mama K for a reason.
Call her Mama K because she's just like a mother
Yeah.
for everybody on her squad. Her background is she actually used to be a K-Rat from Kentucky State.
Okay.
And was the majorette coordinator there when Julian Sam was in the band there.
Okay, so that's that connection.
That's the connection. So when he got the job here, he searched her out too.
Okay.
So he brought some expertise in with him.
And she's done an excellent job.
Absolutely.
How many, we call them majorettes, how many are there now? How did we start and where are we now?
Well, we started with, actually, believe it or not, her first squad, I think she had 8.
Okay.
Currently now, of course, with COVID, and we haven't been on campus in a year, we're looking to see what we have. I think currently there may be 6 girls there.
Okay.
But we've got new recruits coming that are interested. It seems to be more and more that are reaching out. They want to be a part of the squad.
Okay.
So I'm excited about what we're going to have in the fall.
And they take part in all the band celebrations as well. I mean, they attend just like the band students. They rehearse.
They are band students.
They are
I want to make sure we understand that.
Yes.
We have no separation between our majorettes and our band.
Okay.
We're one unit. They're treated that way, and we just love the family atmosphere we have in the band. Everyone is close. Everybody knows everybody, and everybody's pulling the same direction.
Oh, that's great. Now tell us, you said you've been meeting with Mama K. Who introduced you to Mama K, and how's that been going?
Actually, Mama K actually reached out to me.
Okay.
When she reached out to me, I was a little nervous because I was like, who's this? Because I didn't know the number. And then when I answered it, she was like, hi, my name is Mama K. I'm from Simmons College of Kentucky. I was like, oh my God, Mama's. Oh my God. And I was so excited. She could tell I was excited over the phone. But she told me that I can come down and like practice with them and stuff like that, so I can get the feeling of what they do, because like I said, it's 2 different majorettes. So when I actually got to practice with them, she said I was a fast learner.
Okay.
So like once I got used to it and got learning it and stuff like that, and she's sending me more videos to practice on, it gets more easier for me to like slim through in there. So crush fingers out of the team.
now, I can tell you that you caused her to reach out to you, because on your application, every application that comes in, if anyone shows any background in dance or band, the application comes to me. I saw that you had background in dance. I took your name and gave it to Mama K, and she reached out to you.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
But that's what we want to make sure our students have something that they're interested in, that they want to be a part of. So we're just glad that you responded.
Yeah. And that's one thing that HBCUs give. We talk about it all the time, is that family, nurturing, loving environment where you're going to have brothers and sisters all around you who will help you get through. And even when you have times where you're not, you're having problems with schoolwork and that sort of thing, we have
You have surrogate
support.
mothers and fathers
Yes.
here too.
We feed you, as Miss Claudette says, we
Yes.
love on you,
Oh, we love
and
on
we
you.
keep you enrolled, engaged, and excited about your career in college. So we're very, very happy to have you here. So tell me, what's been your thoughts up front about the group of the majorettes?
When I first met them, they were welcoming. I was like, oh, Okay.
Are most of them local at different schools here, or?
They're actually all from Ohio.
Oh.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
So I'm the only one from Louisville that is trying
That
out.
is ironic.
Now, actually, not any longer. We have one that's returning to us that actually was on the squad as in high school. That is returning to us in the fall. So you will not be the only dancer from Louisville.
Yay!
But the good thing about being here, you will have your family here. They'll come and see you perform, and you will enjoy. I mean, you're going to enjoy it anyway, but it helps in your freshman year, I think, to have family close enough to come and help participate. Well, tell us, what was your favorite subject in school? What do you hope to major in at Simmons?
My favorite subject in school was science. I love science. I know some people does not like science, but I love science. I love mixing up chemicals. I love exploring the body. I love everything about it, especially when it comes down to exploring the body, because I feel like there's not a lot of African American doctors out there, and if there is, they're not teach like how white people are. So I feel like I want to be not the first out of my family, but I have another side of the family. But on the other side of the family, I want to be the first one to become a doctor.
Okay.
So science really helps me out with that.
Okay. Well, we hope you will enjoy your college experience. Now, if you had to help us recruit some students, what would you tell them about how you've been welcomed to Simmons?
I would tell them that Simmons is the best school you could ever go to. I would tell them that there's so much history there, especially when I went on that tour. I saw some pictures that I'd never seen in history books. In history books, you mostly see like slaves, chains, and all that stuff. But at Simmons, you see graduates, you see people with diplomas, you see people in nursing outfits. It's so much history and so much family there that I would say that I recommend you go into Simmons. You will learn more about your history, more about your heritage there.
That is actually a fact at
That's a
HBCUs.
fact.
And here on our campus, when we go into the room called the Heritage Room, that's probably what you're talking about. It has all the pictures, because a lot of people forget this school was founded in 1879, before any of us existed, but that history and that tradition has been established for us to walk into and to continue the legacy. So I am glad you saw that room and that you were impressed by the recruitment piece. And I'm sure the recruitment department, some of the other people in recruitment are doing such a great job to bring you here to campus. And we all are going to be resource for you.
Oh.
You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Dr. Davenport. And
You'll see a lot of me.
Yeah. So tell me, both of you all, what would you like to see? Did Mama Kay talk to you about did you see the uniforms and the beautiful costumes
Yes.
that the young ladies wear?
Yeah.
And I think we change them quite a bit. What is
They wear so many different costumes I can't keep up.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing about it is when we perform, I never know what they're going to have on.
That's a wonderful thing.
I never know until
That's
they
a
show
wonderful
up.
thing.
So it's a surprise to me too.
Now tell us some places they have performed in the past so Jordan will get an idea of
Already, and you know, we're a very new program, but we have performed as far away as Dallas, Texas, where we actually went for a week.
that's
to
right.
the
I
National
was there.
Baptist
I was
Convention.
there.
We have do a lot of performances in Ohio, of course, in Nashville, Tennessee. We plan to go to Detroit sometime soon. One of our big initiatives is to start putting our college band in front of some other HBCU college bands.
Oh, wow.
Explain to her more about those. It's those band contests that go on across the country.
There's so many opportunities. I was head drum major at Tennessee State, so I come from an HBCU background. And one of my things is I feel like our students need that experience of standing in front of another. Now, I'm not going to put us in front of the monsters out there, but there are a lot of other bands that are fairly new, just like we are, that are growing just like we are. And in the HBCU world, we pull together school to school. We're all in this together. We're all trying to give people a chance to enjoy that HB experience. And we're developing exchanges from one band to another.
That's good. That's good. And they perform at the basketball games?
Perform basketball games, a lot of parades. We do parades.
Special events.
Yes, special events.
A lot of special events.
We had some of our band that actually backed up Usher in his
Yes.
concert.
How can I forget about that? I was
Yeah,
there too.
yeah.
And I was so impressed and proud of the band. It was just to see them, and that was probably a highlight of many of those students' band career.
Because they had to stand, they stood backstage and talked to Usher and
Yep.
talked to Steve Harvey,
Yes,
and I
yes.
mean they had, you know, band gives you opportunities that you very seldom get anywhere else. Being performers, you end up getting in places with other performers, people that you've been seeing on TV all of your life, and I want to make sure you all have as many of those experiences as you can, because you never forget those.
Now, Jordan, before we let you go, I want you to, you met Dr. Davenport. I want you to ask him, put him on the spot. Let's put him on the spot. And ask him,
Ask the real question.
ask
You know
him
you
a
got
question
one.
that you want to know about what your next year is going to look like when we get back on campus. Ask him almost anything.
I do have this one question
Okay.
about Simmons College. So I noticed that like how the rooms are small and stuff like that, and like I said at Dawes High School they get on one-on-one time with you. Is that the same thing?
You are at a school where the professor to student ratio is 10-1.
Oh, okay.
You are at a place where not only will you get one-on-one time with your professors, you get one-on-one time with the administration.
Oh, yes.
You know, I'm blessed enough where you're sitting in front of your band director,
Right.
but I'm also associate vice president of the school. So if you have issues, you can always get to someone in administration to help you get through those issues. Okay, so it's that nurturing environment that you say you came out of in high school. You came to the perfect place to
Yeah.
continue that for college, and that's really what HBCUs in period are all about. Is having that one-on-one time where somebody can hold you accountable on one side, but care enough about you to make sure you have what you need on the other.
Yeah.
So you're the perfect place for that to happen. If you ever have an issue, you come and knock on my door, and I will take the time to sit down and talk to you. And
you
pick
can-
up the phone and find the person that can help you.
That's right.
Okay, that guarantee.
And you can always call on me as well. In my community engagement role, we're just very, very excited about your future. And I know we didn't get to talk about it because we talked about so much. But I want to impress upon the audience how Simmons is a nurturing, intimate environment. You're going to get the education that you need here. This place will be the first step for your future. So open up, welcome all the people that you're going to meet, and enjoy your college career at Simmons College of Kentucky. So thank you all for being my guest today. I want to say thank you for being at this week's edition of Falcon.